This is Tuna on Toast.
You knew that early on that arts was your thing, like when you were 10 years old, or was it more like 18
I don't think I was
years
so
old?
conscious of that language, but yeah, I started listening to music when, I mean, I was so young. My grandfather sang to me. My mom and dad would sing. No one was a professional musician, but I got my first. For my 5th birthday, I asked for an AC/DC record. It happened to be the year that Back in Black came out.
Oh my
This is in Rochester, New York, and my grandmother took me to the House of Guitars in Irondequoit, which is still there, and that was the year Back in Black came out. So I got Back in Black, and from there I went. I was MTV later happened, and Friday Night Videos, and.
But why did you gravitate towards a certain kind of music? Did you love? I don't know, Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys, or was it Danzig, Misfits? How did you know?
I mean, my trajectory really was, I was so young when I began listening to music that it was just informed by what was the most popular music. It was informed by pop culture, and AC/DC was and is gigantic.
Yes.
And that had an allure to it, and a an otherness and a dangerousness to it for a child. And then shortly thereafter, with the British invasion in the United States and MTV and Duran Duran and Devo and Cyndi Lauper and
my
Madonna,
God, I loved every one of those on MTV.
And Human League and Alphaville. I mean, it's all of that was
Flock of Seagulls.
Flock of Seagulls in the Hair, and so that the aesthetic of it and the sound of it, and that it was so huge, really impacted me as a young person, as many young people get into whatever it is that they're into because it's what's they're presented. And but I will say that as far as punk rock goes, and moving from the mainstream alternative, which I mean, it wasn't.
It was like
really
new
alternative.
wave,
It was mainstream
alternative with some of those bands we just
living in
mentioned.
California, I feel it felt more mainstream than it probably was across the United States.
Right.
I mean, I didn't have K-Rock at the time I was getting in all of that. I was in Sacramento, but I think there was a very strong alt station in Sacramento at the time.
Okay.
Plus, there were Friday Night Videos and whatnot. But the mall punks, I would see them and I was enamored. I was just enamored of the big hair and the strange symbols painted on the leather jackets and the lunch boxes, and everything about the look I just thought was beautiful. And that's what I wanted to look like them. And I wanted to know about what they were into. And I wanted to know, what that skinny puppy symbol meant or that dead Kennedy symbol meant. Symbols are very powerful, as you can see in many facets of cultures, especially art. And then being a skateboarder, having gotten into skateboarding and Thrasher magazine, skateboarding and punk rock went very hand in hand at the time, and I was educated about punk rock through the Pus Zone and was it called Random Notes? There were a couple of sections in Thrasher that were dedicated to music at that time, and before punk rock, it was it was when I was listening to The Cure and Culture Club. And
yes, what's so cool about so many of the things you just said, when I was that age and I would see punk rockers, I rode the public bus to school, I would see some on the bus or at the mall, I had a reaction that I wish it would have been better back then. I was a little bit scared and thrown off. Hope you enjoyed. Now hit that subscribe button, and for more Tuna on Toast, listen wherever you get your podcasts.